Hi and welcome back. It looks like spring is here and we're going to go ahead and do some garden veggies. I call them garden eggs. I get whatever is growing in the garden and is ready to pick, and I scramble them into eggs. Unless it's like an herb or something that I have too much of, and then I'll go ahead and put it in the dehydrator. But it looks like there's my dogwood. I am cleaning this up one section at a time. It's a lot to clean up for me. But I've got a whole bunch of cilantro right there I'm going to go ahead and pick. I've got enough dandelion this year. And it looks like my plum tree did not make it. So we're gonna have to figure something out. I may have to root those branches down there and spread them out around the yard so I can have more. So let's go ahead and get picking. Looks like some of these are about ready to go to seed. I'm going to leave some of them so I can get them coriander. I'm going to leave the dandelions for now, only because I want them to bloom first, and I'm going to make tea with them and save that for dandelion jelly. It's great for allergies. Now I do have some garlic in here. This is that Chinese garlic. It doesn't really give you so much green. I also have some carrots over here and some radishes that I've been picking off of. Like this one's done. These are small yellow, white, the ice something. Something. There's a couple of them that is ready. Now my peach is actually still hanging on. I've got some blooms on it. I'm hoping it survives. If not, I still have all of these branches coming from the bottom that I can reroot as well. I think I'm going to do that this year. Plant a whole bunch of trees. Here is my green flat-leafed onion that I use as chives. Okay, I gave my sister some of these seeds, and they just keep coming back year after year after year, and they keep doubling, even tripling themselves every year. Nuts grass. Let's go ahead and get rid of that one. Okay, we're going to pick some of this. Just give it a haircut. And let's see what else is ready. Those are my broad beans. They're slow growing. It may be starting to get too warm for them. I'm hoping I get something out of it. I got Swiss chard. That looks like it's about ready to start picking. This is some pretty good leaves on there. I've got some, I think these are beets. and rainbow chard. We'll grab some of this. All right, here are my pea shoots. Some people actually cut them off because they do branch off. Because the ends are really tender. I'm going to grab a few of the ends. And we're going to fry that up in with the egg. This way, if it gets too warm for them to actually bloom and pollinate, then I'll actually get something out of it. Now, I did plant some Chinese broccoli, and it just went straight to bolt. Went straight to flower, so I'm going to try to get some seeds out of this. I'm really excited about this side. I've got dill coming out my ears. Look at all this dill. I've got so much dill over here. And try to pick some, make a hole, make a dent. So I'm not going to run out this year. I've got my mullein that I transplanted last year. That's Nature's Mucinex. I've got a lot of it. These are turnips, and these are turnip greens. There's a lot more that you can eat out of the garden than just the vegetable itself. You can eat the greens too. It's not going to hurt you. Except for like rhubarb and other, there are some out there that you don't want to eat. Research before you do much because you don't want to get sick. But other than that, for the most part, everything's pretty good. Here is my elephant garlic. We're going to go ahead and take a few of these leaves off and put them in the bucket. But look at the chamomile. They're actually starting to bloom on a couple of these. So there'll be a lot of tea for this year. I do believe that is it for the picking. I do want to show you this though. Not only is my fig tree coming back, but look at my grapevines. I've got 2 grapevines here. I didn't trim them. I just let them overwinter. And look at that. Now, I hope I get some fruit this year. I haven't seen anything bud yet. It may still be too early, but I think we have some. If anybody knows grapes, let me know what these are. See, I've got that right there. That right there. I think that's a branch coming off. But I've got a couple of them here. Oh my Jesus. Oh. Found them. Found them. I've got more. I've got more. Oh, they're on the growth that was out here last year. Oh, Malanta. I got grapes. I mean, the Japanese vine, my honeysuckle, hasn't even started blooming yet. And they're about ready to. But I've got grapes. I am over the moon finding that. I have never grown grapes before in my life, and I used to live in California. So we'll see how it works out in Texas. And hopefully, like my trees, it won't suffer throughout this summer. Now, first thing you want to do is you want to wash all your veggies and herbs. Even though God made dirt and dirt don't hurt, it's still unpleasant to bite down in on a good chunk of dirt. So wash your veggies, and then we're going to cut everything up. Whatever you don't use, you can air dry or put them in the dehydrator. For herbs like this, I like to air dry because it doesn't get taste burnt, because dehydrators have a little bit of heat to them. This way this dries in room temperature, and you don't have to worry about it burning. Now you do need to move it around every day because you're still getting rid of moisture and you don't want it to mold. So put it into a place that you either remember or right in front of your face, like me, like a sticky note, so where you can actually go, oh, I need to move that. I also want to apologize for the flies. It is fly season. And I have a dog that yells at me if the screen door is closed. We are working on getting a new screen door. I have a doggy door that is on my Amazon wish list. Now I do have a gift registry, Grandma Rebel, on Amazon, some wanted things. Now I have stuff there for Ayla. I have stuff there for the channel. The stuff I do want to review, even though that's probably been reviewed to death. I've never tasted this stuff before. And I'm going to put that doggy door on there. It has been one hell of a week. The motor blew in Grandpa's truck. And yeah, we could use a little bit of a GoFundMe. So if you can, if you want to, it's up to you. I'm not begging much. So we're going to go ahead and take most of the stems off of the chard. You can cut this up and put it in there. It won't hurt anything. It'll soften up whenever we start frying everything, or put it in the worm farm. And the worms are doing just fine. I just had to clean out their home. And if you'll notice, this is going to be a lot of veggies. I'm also going to add bacon bits and cheese to this. I have a little bit of Parmesan cheese left. I still need to go to the store for that. Every time I go, it's like $50, and that was before COVID. and all these price hikes. I'm afraid of what it's going to be now. Growing up, I didn't like beets. But ever since I went sugar-free, gluten-free, and now iron-free, as much as possible, I like beets. We're also going to put in one of the radish leaves cut up. The rest of them I'm going to put in the freezer because I do like to substitute these for potatoes in like stews and stuff. And I haven't had radishes growing in the garden in a few years. So this year is incredibly hopeful. I'm going to cut all this up. Everything that's going into the garden eggs is going to be in this bowl, and everything else is going to be in freezer bags for whenever I do garden eggs throughout the week. So let me get to it, and we'll be back. Bigger pan. Now we're gonna have to get a bigger pan because that's a lot of, I don't know if you can see that. That's a lot of veggies. And we still have all that, and all that to clean and cut up. Put it in the freezer. Usually whenever you do like one herb or two herbs, you want to grow for a few years. Okay, not every season is good for basil or parsley or cilantro. So you want to have a few years worth to grow so you can have fresh that you know that you grew and not have to buy anything from the store. This year I'm going to have to go grow garlic because we had to tear down where I usually grow garlic. And then we're going to rebuild that differently than what it was. Now, if you excuse me, I have a dog who keeps digging. What are you digging back here? What in the world are you doing? That was an old tree stump that we had removed, or old tree that we had removed. It was already rotten in the beginning, but apparently Ula has decided that she needs it completely gone. What are you doing? What are you doing? Seriously? Okay, so now that we have everything cut up and washed, we're going to take our eggs. I'm going to do 6. That'll feed 3 people, 2 eggs each, along with the rest of my Parmesan. Real big in bits because, you know, lazy. We're going to add some heavy whipped cream to the eggs and mix it all in a bowl. And then everything's going to go into here and then in the oven. Don't throw away your eggs, especially if you buy from a farm. Get them unwashed. That way they store a lot longer. You get about 5 to 8 dozen at a time. And I go through them. Save your eggshells, dehydrate them, and then you can use them as fertilizer in your garden. Especially if you have tomatoes or peppers. They love calcium. Now for 6 eggs, I'm going to go ahead and do 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, 1/2 teaspoon salt, the bacon has salt in it already, so you don't need so much. Add a little bit of the cream. That much. Now to this, we're going to add the rest of the cheese. That's all I have left. And then as much bacon as your heart desires. And now we have our 2 parts. We have the veggies and we have the eggs. We're going to go ahead and put your pan on medium. Okay, we're going to get our grease. This is beef tallow. I rendered this a while ago and look how white that is. And it's hard too. I wanted to make this for soap making, but I am out of pig lard. I need to get into the freezer and get that out and render that down. And what you want to do with this right now is you want to kind of fry all the herbs and vegetables together. Cook it down a little bit. And then you want to make sure that your oven is on at 350. Now we have the peas in here, chard, cilantro, dill, garlic, onion. This won't take anything to render down. See, it's already reduced itself. You do want to add a little bit of salt to this because it helps bring out the moisture of the vegetables. Not to season it, because we've already seasoned the eggs. And after it's gotten down to this consistency, go ahead and add the eggs with cheese and bacon. And kind of mix it up a little bit. If you get a little bit of the egg cooked on the bottom and scrambled, that's fine, because this is going in the oven at 350. Check it in 20 minutes. 10 minutes after that, until the middle is done. Kind of like a cake. Okay, and that is done. A little crispy on the bottom, but it is nice and firm. Done in the middle. Let's go ahead and plate this up. See if I can get a solid piece here. There we go. That for breakfast with some toast and some coffee. Dollop of sour cream. And there we go. We have a serving of Grandma Rebel's garden eggs. I do this quite often during the springtime, because of all of the already available young herbs and vegetables that are in the garden right now to get our fill. I love this time of year. Getting stuff out of the garden, it's almost free. And then we do have a egg source. I think it's $2 a dozen for clean, unwashed eggs. Some of them go bad, some of them don't. And then we'll be able to dry the rest of the herbs and get everything into the freezer to stock up for the winter time. Because that's what this is all about. And I can't believe it. I've got grapes. All right, thank you for joining. Hope you enjoyed. And we'll see you next time.